First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Tsang, homage to His Eminence Dharma King, the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dubden Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Ragaraja, Vidya Raja. Sumu, Tutan Siti Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, temple directors, and the disciples over the internet, and our VIPs today, the Chief Secretary of the Taiwan government, Mr. Tsang Pei-Fu and Mrs. Tsang. Academician from Academia Sinica, Professor Zhu Si-yi and Mrs. Zhu. And the council person from Tainan City, Tsai Wang-chun, Mr. Tsai Wang-chun. The scholars group of Buddha School, the distinguished Professor Wang Jingxian, Professor Wang Li, Professor Gu Haoxiang, Professor Cai Guoyu, Professor Ye Su-wen, and from Caotun's town of Caotun, the vice chair, Miss Shen, and the president of the worldwide charity, Lotus Light Charity Society, Master Chang Ren, and from the president of the Taiwan area Lotus Light Charity Society, Mr. Li Chunyang, and a sand sculptor master, Mr. Wang Songguan, and from Saudi Arabia, the Greenland Company's president, Ms. Lin Kunyin, and the general manager of the Taiwan area, Ms. Mai Guixiang, and from Tianhe Ti Xinye Gufen Company's president, Mr. Zhou. From Vietnam, Bao Ta Temple, or Precious Pagoda Temple, the abbot, the Venerable Si Wan-de. So he came from Vietnam, and he also had several temples. And from Vietnam, the Dzogchen business trade company, the CEO, Mr. Tsang, and he was my disciple from 400 years ago. And from Vietnam, Phu Mu International Company, the CEO, Mr. Tsang En Chuan. From Vietnam, Xie Wei Chi Chie, the CEO, Mr. Li Chongxian, and Jingyi Enterprise General Manager, Ms. Tsang Yizhen. And alumni from the Master's College, but this senior to His Holiness, and Mr. Zhuang and Mrs. Zhuang. He's also the president of the company. He was also my direct leader in the military, in the Soviet team. So it's my group leader in the 5802 survey team. So he's a very special guest that we have today. He's our very special guest. We haven't met each other for 46 years.
My university same classmate, Zhu Jinshui 先生及夫人陈哲霞女士。
And my ex-classmate at the university, Mr. Zhu Jinshui and Mrs. Zhu, producers for the Great Perfection Dharma, Hevajra Exposition and Development Stages of Tantrayana, the producers Master Lian Yue, and the host Dharma Sister Pei Jun.
My sister, Lu Shengmei 女士
Miss Lu Shengmei,
Lu Guoyin 女士 and the husband, 李和同先生
and her husband.
这个感谢莲生婆婆打斋10万元。
And our gratitude to Living Buddha Lian Sheng for his donation of 100,000 NT dollars for the meals at the temple, and my sister Lin Kun Yin. How do you do, everybody? Mandarin, Cantonese.
Good afternoon. And normal konnichiwa. Kamsahamnida. Sawadika. Selamat siang, selamat pagi, selamat bentar. Selamat pagi, pagi is 早晨.
Selamat pagi, pagi is morning, good morning in Indonesian. And selamat siang is good afternoon. And selamat petang is good evening, early evening. In Malay.
大家好，大家新年快乐。
How do you do? Happy New Year. I would like to correct one thing. Last week, I talked about the True Buddha School Lotus Light Charity Society donation for the earthquake in Tainan. Last week I said it's 1.5 million, and I would like to correct it because True Buddha Foundation also donated 500,000, so altogether over 2 million NT dollars. To help for those who suffer from the earthquake in Tainan City. and the president of the Lotus Light Charity Society of the southern part of Taiwan, Mr. Chu, had done a lot of stuff, had really done quite a bit, and we would like to thank him for his efforts. And Master Lien O and group last night performed Bardo deliverance ritual and also blessing prayers in the Lingxia Baodian, at the Wulong Gong Lingxia Baodian, had conducted a huge ceremony there. And on behalf of our school, we donated 2 million NT dollars. And Mr. Tsai Wang-jian and Fu Sizang, and also representatives from the district and area were present there. I would like to correct it from what I said last week. That was last week? No, Wednesday. I said 1.5 million on Wednesday. That was still this week. So now it's 2 million NT dollars for the disaster relief from the earthquake in Tainan's area. And thank you for all of you, to all of you too. Our special guest today was the group lead, Mr. Zhuang Mingsi. After I graduated from the Survey Engineering College, the 32nd class, I went to Kaohsiung, Weiwulin, and when I reported, I was asked, "Where are you from?" Taichung. "So why don't you go to Taichung to 5802?" And I became a surveyor. And the team leader was Mr. Zhuang Mingsi. And in my heart, this team leader was very upright and righteous. He's quite incredible. He's a remarkable team leader. I highly admired him. He's very fair and very upright. So in the survey team, the team leader Zhuang asked me to do a lot of things. The first one that I did survey on was the Xiaogang airport at the Dapingding. And my next task, there were so many of them, many others too. And from the Taiwan province, all the military bases, I did survey on them. And the leader Zhuang asked me by myself to check on a point called Qingpu Jian. It's the 3-point. And I went there all by myself. That was the first time. At the Guan Miao, there was like a triangular point there at the Qingpu Qian. And according to the position, it's right in the water field. So I went down to the water And I took off my shoes, took off the sleeves, and then I asked around, and I tried to find it and search for it, and didn't find it. And then there was someone carrying a buffalo and asked, "What are you looking for?" Looking for the triangle point, and someone just by one person searching for it in the water field and all muddy. And Mama in Taiwanese means all black and dark. No? And he said, "Yeah, of course, it's there. So could you help me?" And he said, "Yeah, follow me." So I followed him walking all the way to his house. And then I saw the triangular point. It became the stepping stone at his front door. So he took it from the field and placed it at his house. And so all by myself, I used the triangular point and trying to find the other point. And then stuck the flag of the survey. And then I went to the Taipei city planning, and I went to Mu-Cha, Qi Yin Miao temple, Mu-Cha, the area called Mu-Cha, and Jingmei, and did surveying there. So the 5802 survey team is the greatest team. The greatest work of this 5802 team was to survey Diaoyitai, the islands next of Taiwan, and also all the highways around Taiwan, the first highways in Taiwan, from Sifu to Taichung. And our team leader is from Sihu, and the clan, the Tsang clan, was a big clan there. So for 3 years, I was well taken care of by the team leader, so I'm deeply grateful to him. And I don't dare to lie about this. There were many places that I performed surveys on, but when I was in the survey team, I already received the opening of the divine eyes by Golden Mother, so I had lots of psychic experiences. And the team leader Tsang saw that, and he was deeply care about that. That this surveyor Lu, the survey officer Lu, was very strange, because he saw some psychic signs on me. And typically in the military, we are not supposed to talk about religions, but he cared about me. So he called my mom and dad to come and told them, "Your son in this survey team was quite special. So is he mad? Is something wrong with his mind? And my parents replied, at home he looked normal. How come in the survey team he had some strange happenings that left the strongest impression from this team leader about his care for me during the surveying team. And knowing that a survey officer was like that, he was very caring. Huh? And the higher leader or officer, and then the higher officer. Something special, something unusual happened in the team. So I'm glad that the team leader Tsang did not just kick me out completely. So thank you very much. Would Mr. Tsang say a few words? I'm very grateful. He's my direct leader. He's the Tsang, the team leader and the vice leader and the commander, the Pi Ziqing. This is all from the past. It's been almost 45 years since we met. So we met today. And so this is a reunion. We could say it is a reunion. I don't know. Would you like to say something about what I just described? That was a real story. He invited my parents. He met with my parents because he cared for me, because I had some spiritual signs when I was in the survey team. And today, the Zhongguan chapter of Taipei had the ritual of invitation for the ceremony and Dharma teaching. And the ceremony will be held at the Freedom Square in Taipei. And it would be very supreme, because I will transmit Buddha Dharma of the 100 peaceful and wrathful deities. And most importantly is how to, at the end of your lives, when you entered into the Bardo state, how can you be reborn into the Pure Lands or attaining Buddhahood directly? The methods to attain direct Buddhahood. So, at the CKS Memorial Park, or now called the Freedom Square, I will talk about these methods. Every day, I will recite. At night, prior to bed, prior to sleep, I will recite. Being reborn into the Pure Land, leaving behind all sufferings. Namo Amitabha. And in Taiwanese. That's how I would recite it. Every night I would practice how to go to the Buddha lands or Pure Lands. Every single night I would visualize long the fire, the rising of the fire like the Homa fire. Lang, Yang, Kang. We said these three. And Kang is emptiness. Yang is wind. And Lang is fire. So you burn yourself inside the fire. Visualize that you're being burned away. And Yang, the wind, will blow all the ashes and disperse it completely. And Kang would be emptiness. And then with Om, the white light is emitted from the brow point. And Ah, the red light is emitted from the throat chakra. And Hom is the blue light is emitted from the heart chakra. And the three lights are revolving to become like a parasol, like a net covering you on the bed. And with Lang Yang Kang, you also become the Vajra scepter. So Lang Yang Kang, Om Ah Hom. Every day I practice this to become Vajra scepter. And the Vajra scepter can transform to become the Yidam, or the main deity. So this is called the yoga of sleep and dream. So we sleep inside a net of lights. So prior to sleep we would say Lang, Yang, Kang and Om, Ah, Hom. And you become Vajra scepter. And then you are protected and surrounded by a net of lights. And you have no dreams. And when you open your eyes, it would be daybreak. When you close your eyes, you would fall asleep right away. And when you open your eyes, it will be daybreak. And sometimes you don't even know where you are when you wake up. And today we had the Homa of Ragaraja. As we all know, Ragaraja is very popular in Japan, in Japanese Tantrayana, and also Tibetan Tantrayana. So there was a movie called Aizen Katsuta, right? I think there's a movie called Aizen. Aizen means like enraged in love. Or do you know Japanese master? And Surimasen, so you are apologizing? Yeah, he knows of Aizen Katsuta. So Ragaraja is very popular in Japan. You know, there were several key points about Ragaraja. First, you visualize the 6 syllables she, or 3, of Tantrayana. That syllable, the 6th syllable of Amitabha, that becomes ambrosia or nectar vase. So Ragaraja is the ambrosia Tathagata, and from the vase there would be a lotus blossom, and the lotus blossom comes from the 6th syllable Pang. And on top of the lotus blossom, there would be a 6th syllable Hom that transforms to become Ragaraja. And Ragaraja has 6 arms. The top pair of hands, one is holding chanting beads, and the other hand is holding a lotus blossom. The middle pair is holding bow and arrow, and the lower pair of hands are holding Vajrapal and Vajra scepter. So 6 hands. And Ragaraja, or touched by love, is very special. This deity is very unique. As long as you recite the Ragaraja's mantra for 300,000 times, it's very easy for you to gain yogic response with your yidam practice. So through the burning of the Ragaraja, you would be attached to the yidam. So then you would stick to the main deity, adhere to the main deity. Then it's very easy. So Ragarajas has many Dharma practices. So the Ambrosian vase belongs to Amitabha, and the lotus blossoms belong to the lotus division. And home is the transformation of all Herukas or Vajra protectors. And home is also Vajrasattva. In Japan, he is Vairocana Buddha entering into Samantabhadra Bodhisattva and transformed to become Vajrasattva. And how come it is Vajrasattva? That in Mahayana Buddhism, it is Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. And in Tantric Buddhism or Tantrayana, that would be Vajrasattva. So Ragaraja is also a manifestation of Vajrasattva, also a manifestation of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, and also Vairocana Buddha entering into the heart of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva and transformed to become Ragaraja. He has so many different Dharma practices. There is a Dharma of drawing an image. You can sculpt a small statue of Ragaraja for protection and also for love and attraction and also for subjugation. So Ragaraja primarily is the red deity for magnetization. So in my merit dedication, I first pay homage to Vairocana Buddha, to Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, and Amitabha Tathagata. So Samantabhadra Bodhisattva and Amitabha Tathagata. And then homage to Ragaraja and Vajrasattva, because they are all related. So the Homa today, all deities that are related, all descended upon the ceremony. So once you receive empowerment for this deity, you would achieve whatever your heart desires. Everything would be auspicious, and all your wishes would be fulfilled. He has many different Dharma practices. A Dharma of drawing an image, Dharma of sculpting, carving an image. Then by drawing his image, then it would be imprinted on your brain. So the Japanese Tantrayana, the way to hold the Vajra scepter for these deities like this. It's like somewhat a twisting. The position is like this. It's quite difficult. That's in the sculptures of Japan. So the Vajra scepter is kind of twisted. And he's also holding the bow and arrow. This is the flower arrow of Jupiter. So it's like the Cupid's arrow. So once I shoot these arrows, all of you that got shot would follow my footsteps. So he's holding bow and arrow and also chanting beads and lotus blossom. That's Ragaraja. He has his look and his mantra. Do you know where Ragaraja was first transmitted? In Hong Kong. Was besieged by Master Tsang. It was a very vivid impression. He asked a musician group to play the music and to sing, chant the mantra. And it was really high. It was very high-spirited. And it was presided over by Master Lian Teng. And he was that gave Dharma teaching. And he had the habit that he talked continuously. He couldn't stop. He talked about Ragaraja continually until Master Lian Miao, it's time to stop. You need to leave a few minutes for Grandmaster to talk. And he said, I don't know how to stop or to brake, to put on the brake when I talk. So giving the sign once, twice, he still couldn't stop. 3 times, he still couldn't stop himself. Couldn't stop his talks. And then there was only about 10 or 20 minutes left for me to talk. And I rushed. Like in the military, I showed the true color of military man. So the spirit and the image of a military man, that you have to walk very swiftly and to cover all the Dharma talks, brief and to the point and concise, and finished it. Because Master Lian Teng couldn't stop when he started to talk. And Master Lian Miao passed the note once, twice, and 3 times, and he still couldn't stop. And however, his spirit in spiritual cultivation would let him be reborn into the Buddha land directly. And at first, the doctors diagnosed Master Lian Teng and said that you only have 3 months to live. And under the good care of Master Lian Miao, Master Lian Teng had continued to live for another 4 years and 3 months. But the doctors said before that he only had 3 months to live, but he continued to live for 4 years and 3 months since then. But Buddhas and Bodhisattvas had confirmed him to be reborn into the Mahadabaloka spawns. And guaranteed to be reborn into the Pure Lands with no doubts. So sometimes living in this human world, looking at all the different emotions, and it's unavoidable to feel saddened by it. But if you go to the Buddha lands, then it will be very different there. There's no need to come back to the human world, to descend upon the Saha world. Then you will wait for your Buddhahood over there forever. That at the Mahadapa Lotus Ponds, you need to wait. So there's still the stage. So it's like waiting in line, like Maitreya Bodhisattva, waiting to become a Buddha. Master Lien Teng too is waiting to become a Buddha. We have several who would attain Buddhahood directly, like Master Lien Hua Yiming from Montreal, Master Lien Xin, and several of them who attain Buddhahood directly. And there are also many people who are waiting to become a Buddha at the Mahadapa Lotus Ponds. So they are waiting there, they are waiting in line. Once they have attainment, then they would have attained Buddhahood. So in our True Buddha school, we have many who have great attainments, like that's mentioned in the Great Perfection Dharma. The three attainments are actually all the same. The attainments of the Rainbow Dharma body, Rainbow longevity, and whole body sarira are equal and on the same level. The difference is on the vows. So for the Rainbow Dharma body, once you attain Buddhahood, then you will always dwell in that state. It's the same as entering into Nirvana, and they will never descend to the Saha world to deliver sentient beings. Whereas Rainbow longevity never enters into Nirvana due to the vow of delivering sentient beings in each and every life. The attainment of whole body sarira is due to the different Dharma practice. So whole body sarira too is a direct Buddhahood. Or you can also delivering sentient beings. So the difference is on the vows and on the practice. Actually, these three attainments are the same and on the same level, and they are all Rainbow Dharmakaya transformation attainments. In the future, Master Lien Teng will definitely have sariras. He has sariras on his body. So as long as you have willpower and perseverance and never stop, then you are destined to have attainments from your spiritual cultivation. So Tantric Dharma is a direct counterbalance. It's like a direct medicine for the sickness, and it can allow you to attain Buddhahood directly. There's this joke. There's an elder lady went to the hospital and told the doctor, I had poor hearing recently, and I can't even hear myself fart. And the doctor said, okay, let me give you medicine. And the old lady said, will I improve my hearing? And the doctor said, no. But your fart will be louder. So this is not curing the illness. Actually, the doctor should cure her hearing. not to let the fart louder so that she could hear it. So, true Buddha person went to a female, like a nurse, and then the female doctor, and the nurse said, "Oh, the doctor's schedule is full. You have to wait 3 weeks." And the patient said, "What? 3 weeks?" And the patient got angry. And the patient said, "Maybe I will die before then." And the nurse said, "It's okay. You can ask your family members to cancel the appointment." This is also wrong. The Tantric Dharma of True Buddha School has stages. As long as you gain yogic response with the main deity, you are guaranteed to go to the Pure Land of that deity. For example, if you gain yogic response with Amitabha Buddha, then you're guaranteed to go to the Pure Land of Amitabha Buddha, which is Western Paradise. If you gain yogic response with Medicine Buddha of the Eastern Lapis Lazuli realm, then you're guaranteed to go to Medicine Buddha's Pure Land. By the power of Buddha Dharma, Master Lien Teng had an appointment. At first, he was scheduled to go to the temple in Kaohsiung, but Grandmaster cancelled his appointment, and then instead he took the direct transport to go to the Western Paradise. Direct transportation. So wherever you go is depending on whichever main deity you gain response with. So that's the stages. So if you gain response with that deity, you're guaranteed to go to the Pure Land of that deity. Even when you have not gained enlightenment, you will gain enlightenment once you arrive at the Buddha land. And once you gain enlightenment, you're destined to attain Buddhahood. And it would definitely be non-returning, no retracting. A gentleman with red eye went to work, and the colleague asked, "What happened?" "Oh, I was walking on the street, and a lady had her skirt blown in the wind, and I helped pull it down, and she punched my left eye. And because I thought she didn't like that, so I pulled it back up, and she punched my left eye." So it didn't work. So it's like the joke before. He was riding on the bus, and there was a lady wearing a low cut with a zipper, and the zipper was pulled down, and the breast was showing, and the gentleman was honest, and the breast was right in front of his face, and the bus was kind of moving, so he thought it would be good to pull up the zipper, and she hit him. So he thought, well, maybe she didn't like that, so he pulled the zipper back down, and she hit him again. That was the same kind of joke. So cultivating spiritually in the human world, please don't waste your time. Don't please pulling up and pulling down and concerned about that. You need to make the best use of your time. Although you see those breasts, just treat them as two buns. You know, the buns that the military man would eat every day. Just think of them as the buns. So if you don't see them, then you're pure. So just close your eyes and recite the Buddha's name. So just close your eyes and chant the Buddha's name. And just hold on to the holder in the bus. That's fine. Don't look at them. Or you treat them as two buns and inside your heart you're still chanting. That would be the best, most standard. So at any moment, any second, you are cultivating spiritually. So when we eat, it's the same as making offering. That's also spiritual cultivation. When you are clothing yourself, that's you're doing armor protection, armor omburantari, and you bless the clothes. That's like protecting yourself. And when you sleep, you perform the yoga of sleep and dream by visualizing the lights. And when you walk, you're diligent and chanting. So whether you're chanting mantra or reciting Buddha's name at any time, you are guaranteed to have attainments. So at all your daily activities, you are cultivating spiritually and you are focused and in concentration no matter what you do. One day, a sick person went to see a doctor and asked, do I have dark marks on my lungs? And the doctor said, there are no dark marks in your lungs at all. And the patient was really happy. And then the doctor said, oh, because it's completely black on your lungs, so that's why you couldn't see any marks. So please let me tell you, Master Lien Teng, why the doctor said that he only had 3 months to live? Because his lungs did not have any more marks because it was completely black. They were completely black. And yet, he could continue to live. He can continue to live for 4 years and 3 months and even longer. And he passed through several critical points. So this kind of miracles, but the doctor said someone with completely dark lungs, he can live for 4 years and 3 months and even longer. That's the miracles of Buddha Dharma, of true Buddha, Tantric Dharma. Or how miraculous true Buddha Tantric Dharma is. And also for the good care of Master Lien Miao. That year, I was on the high school, junior class on high school, and my teacher was really beautiful. and I love her at the first sight. And that evening, I went to the English teacher's dormitory by myself and wanted to express my love to her. I didn't know how though. And after wandering for a while, I took half a brick from the lawn and wrote, "I love you for thousands of years," and throw the brick inside the dorm, and turn around and ran. And the second morning, the principal was on his stand and had a bandage on his head and announced to fire the security guard that was called the 1,000-year. Yeah, the security. So, love you 1,000 years. So, but the name of the security guard is 1,000 year. So there are two stories here. One is that the principal and the English teacher, and then second is the security guard Wan Yan that had such a bad luck. That let me tell you that in spiritual cultivation there are no replacements. No, but this joke is about replacements. It's like each individual practices for him or herself. There is no such thing as that you are cultivating for other people. Like you would say, oh, we don't need to cultivate ourselves. We have Grandmaster, and Grandmaster will meet us and guide us to the Pure Lands. Grandmaster would leave the world first, right? Because Grandmaster is already 72. After the New Year, in Taiwanese, we would say that Grandmaster is 72. And Team Leader Tsang, wow, how old are you? 83. That's a long life. And Grandmaster is 72 already. And many fellow disciples would think, Grandmaster would definitely leave the world first. And then we'll just recite Grandmaster's name, Grandmaster. And then Grandmaster will come and meet us. There's no need to cultivate spiritually. No. You have to have a score of 100 and to attain Buddhahood by yourself. And if your score is 80, then I can come and guide you. And if your score is 60, then, well, maybe. And if your score is under 60, then you fail. Then you will be reborn and reincarnated. If you call upon me, but you have no good score. So at least you have to pass and have a score of above 60 or 80 or 100. Then you attain Buddhahood directly without Grandmaster's guiding to the Pure Land. Then that would be number one. There's no such things as doing it for other people. So especially if you score under 60. Now I want to make this clear. Otherwise, I would be looking for you all over the place. This is jokes from Master Hui Jun. Voluptuous and being fat is beautiful. And if you lose that weight, then that would be it's play of words of Chinese. Then you're not heavy and you're not. Then how can you meet Grandmaster? It's written by Master Huijun? No, it's by a fellow disciple in Jiande. He's helping, trying to help or save Master Huijun. Substitute. There's no substitute in spiritual cultivation. This is the last joke. Someone went to the hospital for a medical checkup, and the doctor took a needle to pull some blood, and he couldn't help himself and asked, "Would it be painful? I'm afraid of pain." And the doctor said, and the nurse said, "I've been a nurse for over 20 years. And the man said, "Oh, that's good." And she pushed in the needle, and he cried out, and then the nurse said, and there isn't a single one that's not painful. So please let me tell you, spiritual cultivation is always full of hardships. In order, if you want to be diligent, then you will. It would be a hard work. So in order to have attainments, you have to hard way work. So you have to work really hard in order to have attainments. So although there are a lot of hardships and sufferings in spiritual cultivation, you still have to do it. Only by going through all the hardships that you would be able to have attainments in the Buddha land. Om Mani Padme Hum.